Hello, meaty tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Railroad Tycoon 3 with me, BlueAnkylo. Almost said it with a straight face. In the last episode, we started the Tokyo mission, had a couple earthquakes, and just overall had a slow start because I had to spend a lot of time learning what sort of cities and routes we already had. And for some reason, we didn't start with all the stations at every city, and it kind of messed me up a bit. Anyway, off camera, I've named my trains, if you're wondering, so it should be a little bit easier for you guys to figure out what's doing what. I decided to just go with endpoints rather than all the stops for the name. So Hamamatsu to Tokyo obviously stops on the way there, but you can kind of tell what it's doing. And I've doubled most of them. Now, they may not make a ton of money, but it should help the cities grow. And I don't think money's going to be a huge issue, hopefully. So I have added more trains. I was also looking at the goods map mode. And I think my plan here is to get the cattle farms, which there's only 2 in all of Japan, apparently. And they're obviously shipping their cows down the river to Moriya. I'm going to try to expand into Fukushima as quickly as I can and try to get a route, probably just a direct point-to-point route, actually, between the 2 of them, just to get the livestock here. And then after that starts working, I might add a point-to-point for meat from Moriya to Niigata, because that is the main mission, don't forget. Meat and clothing. So that is my plan for meat. I don't know how else we could do it. I mean, each of these cattle ranches produces 2 cows a year at best. Actually, that one's dairy. That's not even meat, is it? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, there's 2 cattle ranches that produce 2 cows per day. More if you can get corn to them. Okay, I hadn't really thought of that. Is there corn available on this map? I'm not seeing it. Let's click on it one more time. Corn. Because it would be nice to get 3 cows a year, right? That would certainly help. But sometimes, I mean, not all goods are available on all map, and I don't see corn off the top here. I might just be missing it, maybe, but no corn, so no improve. So basically, we've got 4 cows per year maximum. 1 meat packing plant can turn 4 cows into 4 meat. So there's no need to even upgrade these things unless you can upgrade the cattle ranches. So we're going to start the turns. I need to save a bit of money, and I did actually take a bond out to buy all my trains. So we're going to have to pay that off first, I think. Although one thing I was thinking is I'm probably going to buy the cattle ranches and the meat plant because they are so cheap. Because they're not making any money right now, and I plan to make them profitable. So my original plan of coming to Maebashi to get the meat plant is actually less important. We already have 1 connected, and that will be the key, basically, is getting the cows there. So let's buy them while they're cheap. These places are usually not that expensive. Well, 450,000. It's not free, but I'm also not convinced I have enough. I might have just barely enough track to get there. Maybe I should do that first. We'll try to get this stupid auto track. I do want it to curve that direction, and then it is a bridge, so it's not cheap to get in here either. $500,000. Wonder if I shouldn't have paid my bond off, actually. How's the money? I would like to be at a higher credit rating. It'll take a few years of profitability before our rating goes up, I think. Should I build the track or should I buy them first? I don't know. They're not, like, buying them's not going to help much. It's not going to help at all, really. But let's just buy them. 450. There's no upgrading. I was kind of wondering about that. Nah, there's no way to upgrade them. And where was the other one? Up this kind of direction? Somewhere? Textile mill. Oh, that's important too for clothes. I'll have to look at cotton and clothing once I've gotten the cattle set up. Okay, it's up here. Can I click on that? No. I'm not allowed to click it. There we go. And we'll buy this too. This one's actually slightly more profitable, I guess, by default. But hopefully spending a bit of money like this early on, like that's $1 million investment right off the bat. And I probably will buy this meat plant before too long. It's right here, yeah. This one's $1.5 million. It's a little bit more That's a little bit more serious an investment than I'm ready for. I think once I've got Fukushima connected, before the trains start really delivering the meat, my next buy will be the meat plant. And that way, I mean, like I said, money's not the main focus, but you know, you might as well take advantage, you know, right? Still only a single A rating. Our trains seem to be profitable. Some of the stops aren't that good, but you know, the more the cities grow and stuff, the better things are. There's a lot of really large cities I'd like to connect to if I could, but come on, money. And I mean, you've probably, if you're paying attention to the money here, the monthly maintenance stuff is quite expensive. So I do think adding those trains was a good idea, because I have so many stations and so much track that I, although I'm making lots of good income here, the actual the upkeep is very high. Okay, that's enough for the bridge. How do I want to get in there? That seems fairly flat. And then straight up there. Not bad. Alright. We'll give him a nice large station again, as soon as I can afford it. Come on, money. Just 30,000 more. You know, maybe I should have started with this. I could have easily built that track and... oh, that thing just disappeared. So I guess things, if they don't make enough money, they just close down and disappear. That's kind of scary if the meat plant goes away. Wow. Alright, so Fukushima's connected. I'm tempted. I don't know if I want to buy another train right now for... Okay, so we got, again, 50 extra tracks. I've actually got a fair bit of spare track now. That was an okay year. An increase of $10,000. So yeah, obviously we're making some money. Express revenue, that extra 200,000 doesn't hurt. Awesome. Okay, good. I actually really like the looks of that. That's how I like to. That's what I wanted to hear. So anyway, cows should start shipping out quicker now that I've got an actual station. Now I could make a track that goes straight to the cows, straight to the farm, basically. I don't know about that. But what I was thinking of is, I have a Kuriyama to Niigata route. I was wondering if I just added the Fukushima to it. Hey, Fukushima! I didn't even notice it. Wasn't there a power plant there by the ocean that got hit by a tidal wave in much more recent times than this game came out? Predictions. I guess Japan has always had earthquakes. It's nothing surprising. Kuriyama to Niigata. I keep saying Naginata, but... it's not making a lot. This is the only one I haven't doubled. So you know what? Adding an extra one is no big deal. This is our method of doubling. Like that. And that'll just be for normal goods. This isn't for cows specifically. Okay. So that'll do that. Good, and it's making some money. Mail, passengers, actually livestock. It's not really what I want. Let's add another train right now. I just want a back and forth route, and I actually want it to custom it. I want it to always bring livestock up to 2 cars if it can, and then after that I don't really care. So I'm going to reserve those 2 at Fukushima, and then at Maria it doesn't really matter. It can carry whatever it wants to. Whatever it wants to bring back, it can bring back. But Fukushima should at least send some cows. Okay, and we'll go with... maybe I should have built this first, actually, because I just wasted 2 cars of livestock, I think. I mean, they may get here eventually, but... yeah. There's half a car of livestock. Anyway, the fact that the livestock is now being sold means these things should keep producing their 2 a year at a little bit more reliably, maybe. I mean, I guess they're making 2 a year already, so it's not that big a deal. Anyway, let's keep and move on. Next step, I think, is to buy the meat plant. It hasn't made any money because it's not getting any livestock yet, I think. That should change, hopefully, with my new train. I mean, I did waste that livestock. I feel bad. I really should have sent that initial livestock to Maria. Drat. Alright, I do have a bit of track to lay down. I could start coming through some of these other areas. I mean, I don't know. Clothing, I guess. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy this meat packing plant because I want to. As soon as I can afford it. Let's just speed that up. And then I'm going to look at where to build some more track. So I know we're making like 2.5 million a year, so this shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't. Come on, game. 1.5 mils, not too far off. And then we'll think about adding some more tracks. I kind of wanted to invest in some industry for this one early on because I'm limited in my track purchases. So I wanted to actually buy some of this stuff. Ah! Come on. There we go. Got it. Alright. Now I have the ability to upgrade it, personally. But I don't think we can actually use more livestock than we can produce right now. Like, I don't think we can get more cows in there than we can actually consume. Good. I like to see that. Livestock in there. There we go. 2 livestock. You know what? Let's, I want to double this route. It's not going to be a hugely profitable route most of the time, the straight up Fukushima to Maria, but that's our only production of livestock, so I really want to focus on that. I think this is the smart thing to do. So again, 2 livestock, oops, custom, 2 livestock, and then whatever you want, I don't really care. And when you're at Maria, you can bring whatever you want. Good. And we're using the E18 again, go. Awesome. So then the next step is, before I actually add any more track, is to get the meat going to the correct location. So yeah, now we're producing meat. This place is going to start making money. Proper meat. And we're going to need to ship it from Maria to Niigata. So again, for Maria, we want to save at least 2 for meat, I think. I'll probably have double train for this again. Same idea, as soon as I can afford it. And then whatever you want. Like I said, they're not going to be hugely profitable. The focus is getting the victory condition goods moving. If that makes sense to you guys. Could almost use the faster trains on this one too, just for speeding things up. Anyway, we got our first 2 cars of meat moving, I think. Awesome. Let's actually follow this one, and once it exactly hits Niigata, I will purchase the next train. Sounds good? Oh, I have to do that weird back and forth. I should actually change this loop, because that's to stop and turn around. In fact, this is really bad with all these trains. Okay, you're high priority. I'm gonna make, I'll probably change the cattle ones from Fukushima to high priority too. I forgot about that. Let's do that right now. Fukushima trains, high priority. Although this one's even higher, technically, the meat train. I'll probably end up doubling all the track in between Maria and whatever this place is coming up. I forget the names. Come on, it's difficult. I'm not Japanese. Okay, the high priority is helping, because that means this guy only slows down a little bit. Good. And then as soon as this guy gets to his destination, I will buy another one. Okay, we got another track, a little bit of track. And end of year report, good, good. We are making tons of money as expected. Okay, get that train moving. And more meat. Oops, custom first. Oops, sorry. Click the wrong button. Maria, custom. Meat, meat, cargo, cargo, cargo. Niigata, whatever. You just carry whatever you want. And we'll stick with... Oops, I did that wrong, didn't I? Any cargo? There we go, that looks better. Okay. The EF66 seems to be my... No. Oh, can I not buy it anymore? Oh no, I can't buy my cheap... I should have bought some spares. Oh, we're going to have to spend more money on trains now. Yeah, the original ones I was getting, whatever they were called, they are too old now to buy. So we're going to have to go with the more expensive but not actually any better trains. That's a shame. Alright. I'm glad I spent a bunch of money in the first couple years. So if you're playing along, in the first couple years, buy as many of those 150, 160,000 ones as you can, I think. Because they seem to be a really good deal. Anyway, we can go now. Yeah. It's not going to make a ton of money, but it's delivering the meat. That's what counts. Keep that meat moving. We only got 20 years... Now, there's a math issue here. 100 loads of meat in 20 years. Now, stand with me, guys. It takes 1 cow to make 1 meat. We can make 4 cows per year. 20 years times 4 at best, assuming I'd started this instantly, is 80 loads of meat. Where am I supposed to get the other 20 from? How can you do that? There has to be more cow farms. Or maybe they're gonna open up later? Like, and that's assuming every single piece of meat goes to Niigata. Weird. There's lots of meat plants that consume it. Do we are they actually getting meat from somewhere? Like, there's one over here. Yeah, you've got nothing. You're not making any meat at all. So there's all these meat plants that basically can't make meat because there's no cows. And I already have every cow on the map accounted for. You can't build... Like, what I really need is, like, the ability to build, like, a, not a processing plant, but a farm. I need to build a, cattle farm, cattle ranch. But you're not allowed to build that kind of thing. Well, maybe this is the one we're not allowed to get a gold in. Unless there's some trick I don't know about. Like, maybe it's just random how many cattle farms are on here at the start. 2 is not enough. It seems like you need at least 3 cattle farms to get, you know, at least 100 meat. Like, and that's pushing it really close. Now, corn would help. That would turn it into 6 a year times 20 years. Corn would have been enough to make it work. But again, if there's no corn and there's only 2 ranches, there's nowhere else with little red up arrows. Can you guys see any red up arrows? I sure can't. It would also have a red area on the map. Certainly. Huh. I don't see it. Well, drat! I don't think we're going to be able to get a gold. Unless there's some trick to the math that I don't understand. 20 loads of meat should be fine. 50 loads of meat is possible. But how am I going to get 100 loads of... I don't know. Anyway, clothing. Let's spend a little bit of time doing some clothing. It's still early on in the mission. We want to get clothing started. I have 200 track, so I can start connecting stuff up if I need to. Okay. I haven't really looked at clothing yet because it was secondary to the meat. And we do have a fair bit of meat stocked up. You know what? I'm going to upgrade this first. I wanted to I wanted to use up the livestock as quickly as it can, even if it can't like it can already do 4 per year. I don't think it's ever going to need 8 per year, but new train, the VL bot. Good acceleration. It's not as good as the $800,000 one, but it's a better price. It looks very similar to the one I am already using, actually. Let's just quickly compare them here. That's the VL bot compared to this. 75 to 40. It's actually a little bit slower. It's not as good on hills. 350. It's got higher maintenance. It's better acceleration, I guess. Okay, it's a little bit better for acceleration and reliability, but it's kind of worse in a lot of other ways. I'm definitely in no rush to upgrade. I might change to the Shinkansen if I'm ever really rich or on a really important route. Like, I might switch my Maria. The important routes, I probably will switch to this guy just because it's really, really fast. I mean, I'd like to have all my trains with this crazy acceleration, but it's not cheap. Anyway, like I was trying to say... Oh, come on, just about. Basically, by upgrading it, I think it will produce faster. Another, no more earthquakes. Centered in Maebashi. Okay, I didn't go to Maebashi, so that's wow. As it turns out, going to Maebashi early on would be a huge mistake. Wow, if that's a scripted event that always happens. I would have probably lost my station and track there. Oh well, good for me. Bad for anyone who tried to go there, like I was thinking. Anyway, the meat goes there, that's fine. I think we're keeping the livestock population fairly moved out. Like, basically, if it builds up too much, then the price won't work. Well, I mean, I don't care about making the money, really, but someone else will start using it or something. I don't know. I just don't want to waste it. It's too precious. Anyway, yeah, before this episode we run out of time, let's spend a minute looking at the clothing chain. Because I'm just going to take a wild guess and say we're probably not getting any clothing. We've done 3 meat with all of our prep, but no clothing. So, clothing chains, I think we said it was cotton. Okay, so we have, looks like Tokyo will be the place to produce clothing, because it's already on my route. Although, I mean, strictly speaking, Fukushima is not bad. You could go straight from Fukushima to Niigata. So that's not a horrible idea. Again, I might buy these just to be fun. But cotton. Hopefully there's more than like one cotton farm. Okay, there's one here. Or a dock. A port. I take it not all ports produce the same things. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, this was the port by Hamamatsu. It actually supplies clothing itself, interestingly enough. So that means I don't even need a supply chain. Clothing will just naturally flow from here. Although we can also sort of trade a car for cotton. That does not seem like a very easy situation. Unless we have like a car plant somewhere. Like in Nagoya, is this actually producing? This is getting way too complicated. Are you actually... This one is not making any cars. I'm assuming we're not getting enough steel or tires. Is there any automobile factories that are working? I am doubtful that this one's going to be working. Okay, so there's 2 car plants, but they're not doing anything. So forget about getting cars to trade into cotton. Is there any other production of cotton up here? And is it another port? Alright, this one is produce for cotton. Okay. So we may actually legitimately get some cotton out of here if we have produce. And produce is produced over here. Luckily, I already have this route sort of set up. Okay, so there's one fruit orchard. And it is producing, I assume, well, it's at least producing, it's producing more than what it's supposed to be able to produce. So that's not bad. Okay. Is there any other ones? Just to double check. Okay, there's actually a few, there's quite a few fruit orchards down here. So assumedly, this port will be getting, you know, 1 produce per year to get itself, well, max of 4. I assume this is combined between goods and produce. Anyway, my point is there should be cotton coming out of Toyama every now and then. Wow. Okay, clothing is a pain. I have very little control over how much clothing I'm going to get. Unless there's another port or something. Oops. No. I mean, the trick is making sure the produce gets to the right place, too, because it'll switch into other stuff. Textile mill. Yeah, I imagine the textile mills aren't really doing very good. Are the textile mills producing anything? Nothing. Nothing at that one either. Oh shoot, this is not good. What about this guy? This is the one that will produce, this is the more likely to produce textile mill. No. Drat. So this is tough. We have some produce coming from Nagoya, coming to Toyama. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to have another train specifically go back and forth there. We'll use our reliable EF66, I think, for now. And at Nagoya, which is, oh man, this is getting confusing. the first stop. So I wanted to always reserve a cart, let's say 2 carts again for fruit, and then whatever it wants. And then at the other end, I wanted to always reserve 2 cars for cotton, and then anything else is fine. And no, shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's try again. I'm so used to clicking that button. Produce, and then anything. Alright, so that's the fruit for cotton switch. That should work. I'm actually going to double it up, just like I double everything up, just so I know that it's working a bit better. Toyama is the cotton side of things. Oops. Cotton, anything. And Nagoya is the fruit side of things. Again, these aren't going to be very profitable, I don't think, but it's just to try to get these supply chains to work. So what that should do is cause some fruit to turn into some cotton here, some cotton to get returned over here, so that this textile mill will hopefully work. And then we'll have clothing sometimes that is going to go, again, we'll make a straight route. It's a long one. I'll probably double this as well. And at Nagoya, actually, we want to save, let's say, again, 2 slots for clothing. They may not fill up very often. And then at Nagoya, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's the plan there. I'm going to spend a lot of money here. Oh, shoot, I don't have money. Okay, well, we can wait for a little while because we're not going to have any clothing there anyway. So once I've got like 700,000, I'll double train that. The other place is from here. In fact, this may be where I should have started, because this one just supplies us with clothing flat out. And all I need to do is make sure that clothing gets where it needs to be. And that's 2 a year. This is probably more important than the fruit to cotton to textile chain, but let's try to get some clothing going right now. Okay, so this is number 1. I am going to double this as well. Hamamatsu, we'll say 2 clothing, and then whatever, and then 2 Niigata, whatever you want. Alright. Yeah, things are much more expensive with those trains. Alright, so we've got clothing moving, so that'll be 3. I am going to double this one in a minute, as soon as I can afford it. Okay, let's just spend a bit of time. Good, my stocks are doing fine. Yeah. I don't really care. I mean, we're making tons of money. That's not really the issue here. I don't even really need to add in more trains or anything. Or more routes. Okay. So hopefully my plan works out. This is going to be tough. This is a weird mission. It has nothing to do with like making money hardly. It's just all about, can you actually get clothing and meat where you need it to go? Okay, go. Okay. Passengers. There'll be more clothing eventually, and it'll just deal with it. Alright, so that should keep this port sort of cleaned out of clothing. I could have purchased this textile mill, because I do expect it to start working eventually. Once the fruit to cotton starts flipping around, this place will probably make a bit of money, so I'll buy it, because why not, right? I'm not really adding more tracks right now, and this seems like a fine way to go. I do have enough saved up track. I'm sure I could buy a fair bit. 300 miles. Alright, textile mill, come on. There we go. Alright. Again, I could upgrade it if I really wanted to. It's probably not going to matter. Hopefully it gets some cotton. And I will add a train from Nagoya all the way up there. This is when that Shinkansen would be really nice. And specifically at Nagoya, I want to preserve... In fact, this time I'm just going to say 1, because it produces so slowly. It will produce, but never mind, I take it back. I don't want to have to mess with it later on. And then you can carry whatever. Alright, go. And I want to double this as well once we've got a bit of money. So I'm going to have a lot of trains on these tracks that aren't really doing much. I suppose maybe the next thing I'll do is start doubling more track, just because I've got so many trains that aren't going to make a lot of money, that are just trying to move goods around, if you follow me. Yeah, produce that clothing. Alright, another Nagoya. If I really wanted to optimize it, I would have waited till one train was exactly at the end, and then I'd have the two sort of going back and forth, but whatever. I should also be doing high priority and stuff like that, but I think my trains are going to be out shipping whatever I can produce, basically. I don't think there's any way that these manufactories are going to keep up. Alright, so that covers kind of that aspect. I've got the ability for clothing and meat. Almost as much as I get on the map is trying to move towards Niigata right now. I mean, I could probably do a little bit more optimizing, like I said. But, we're still making 200,000. We're good. I'm glad I got that connection set up right away at the beginning. Salary's doing good. Money's doing fine. Just for interest's sake, how's my industry doing? Textile mill that I just got isn't making money yet. The meat plant is doing amazing ever since I got that started. I mean, I still don't know if I'm ever going to make enough meat, because we only have so much. We only have so much cattle per year. 2 per year, right? 2.3 is not nearly enough. I don't know how you're supposed to get a gold on this one. I don't really think it's possible with only 2 cattle ranches, unless some more show up, and then I'll add another meat plant in there. But anyway, this is the route I want to double track, specifically along here. A little bit more money. Spend a lot of money, but this should just sort of smooth out a couple of our I mean, there's a lot of trains going through this midsection, right? There we go. And I mean, it's already doubled through here, right? This is all double track. This is single track. Okay. So the only place that started double, I guess, was the Tokyo bit. I guess that makes sense. Tokyo to here, yeah. So if I wanted to spend a bunch of money, I could double track more. In fact, before this branch, that would be nice, but I imagine that's really expensive going through the tunnel like that. Yeah, I'd have to basically double the tunnel costs. I'm not going to be doing that. We're just going to have to basically suck it up. What I will do is I'll add double track just to the split. There you go. And I was thinking about, because right now the train kind of goes out and then turns around. I don't think there's enough room yet. It's too tight together. I like making kind of a triple... Oh, did I do it magically? No, not quite. I was just randomly click dragging there. But yeah, it would be nice to connect up, you know, kind of the 1, 2, 3 route. But oh well. Another new train. This one looks pretty powerful. Good for hills. That's a nice electric train, actually. That's not bad. I'd rather buy that than some of the other ones that just aren't even an upgrade. That's cool. Another year goes by, I suppose. Oh, a salary cut? What? Where'd all my money go? Expenses? I don't know what happened to my money. Instead of making over 2 million, we made just a single million. Did our stock drop? Is it like not a... I thought, yeah, it is like the best economy ever right now. Whatever, I don't really care. What's more important that I should have checked was how's my... 3 loads of meat. That's all I've gotten so far. This is really not good. I'm not 100% sure we have any chance of winning this at all. Well, hopefully we'll get a bronze. I don't see how I can get 100. I don't think there is 100 loads of meat on this one. Unless basically what I'm missing here is I need a livestock farm to just show up, or a port to start shipping in livestock. And as long as I can only get 4 per year maximum, there's just no way to multiply it. Like, this is just all the cows we've got. It is producing max. It's over 2 per year, which is as good as it can get. So this station's doing its job. I have quite a few cows stocked up here. What's going on? Why are my... I didn't rename all these new... I've got way too many trains. Yeah, why are we not actually shipping cows. Get to Fukushima. Alright, well there they go. And that's lots of money. See, it actually would have taken them on their own. But by designating 2, it just sort of guarantees, I guess. I thought my trains would have made the round trip in less than a year. Like, to have 4 saved up would have taken it a whole year. Whatever. Point is, it's working. So then is this side... It's got a bit of livestock. It's got... The meat is getting sucked up really quick, though. I wonder if, like, the Moriya to Tokyo train is actually stealing the meat from the Moriya to Niigata route. I hadn't really thought of that, but yeah. I imagine other places would like some meat as well. Not really. I don't see any reason why... Well, I guess every house likes meat, right? A little teeny weeny bit. They did get some of it. Actually, a lot of meat is over here. A lot of meat is on this route. Okay. You know what? This train is cut off. The Yokosuka to Moriya. You are cut off, my friend. You're stealing all our meat. You are no longer allowed to go to Moriya. Off. And the second train, I think I have 2 like that. Yokosuka to Moriya. I guess I'll have to rename it technically, but... Okay, top one's Moriya. Yeah, I guess these guys were stealing all my meat and getting them into those 3 cities easily enough. Yeah, like look at how much meat is there right now. Wow. So I've definitely messed up a little bit. That was my mistake, I guess. I was just assuming that all my meat would go where I wanted it to. So you have to be careful what trains you let go into your meat producers. The other thing is, I could add like a Tokyo. Let's do that. Why not? Let's add a Tokyo to Niigata. Let's try. It's the meat train. We're gonna try to pick up some more meat. 2, 3 this time. No, it's not gonna. Let's just get 2 there, and then anything else, I don't really care. All right, and I'll stick with the cheap train for now. Why did you not pick up meat? There was totally meat in Tokyo. There's 3.7 meat. I told that train, didn't I not? Tokyo, pick up meat. Why is it not picking up the meat? I'm going to check the price differential. It would lose a little bit of money, so it won't ship the meat there. What the heck? Because there's already some meat here, my trains won't actually ship as much meat as they need. Now that's really dumb. There's actually a lot of produce here too. It demands 10 per year. I mean, that's what's soaking up the meat. But if the train leaves at the wrong time, and there's a, like, if one train delivers some meat, and then another train is trying to decide, should I take meat to Niigata? If it's a loss, it won't ship it. And the price of meat is probably fairly low up there right now. That's the problem. The price of meat's $3.25. It's very, very close. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. Okay, that's dumb. That was like a design problem, because I am producing some meat, quite a lot of meat down here. I've got the livestock chain working, but the meat is not actually going where it's supposed to, because shipping from Moriya, it's not making money, so the trains aren't actually doing it. All that is dumb. That's really dumb. Fukushima route. The cows are working at least. Yeah, but it's not. I don't know how I can. I don't know. I don't think there's any way to force it. Other like I've told it to pick up meat, but it still won't take it if it's a loss. Well, that makes this mission even dumber. It was bad enough that I only make 4 per year, and you have 20 years to get 100. Let alone they won't ship it that way anyway because it's not worth anything. Okay, well this... I thought this was a cool mission because you start with all these cities and stuff, but I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. Is my clothing at least moving in the right direction? Hardly. There's no way. I'm going to get a bronze on this one, and there's not much I can do. A silver would be a fluke. But basically, the meat that we have down here is just getting used up. The houses just slowly suck it up. I took Moria off the main routes, so the meat will just pile up here until the meatpacking plant stops using it, because it's going to go, oh, no one's buying the meat anymore. It's just sitting around in the warehouse. I mean, I might as well put the Moria train, the Yokosuka Moria, and just keep the meat moving so that it... I'm not happy with this at all, actually. Okay, now what if I hooked up another meat plant and gave them cattle as well? That would make it so you have a more... somewhere that's got a lower meat price. And then maybe they'll ship it, right? Because, like, the price of meat is $3.28 here. For instance, if I put a route to Maebashi, force some cattle to go up here, the price of meat is higher. Well, that wouldn't work. The price of meat needs to go down at the producer so that it'll ship. I guess what I need to do is just stock it up in Moria, as much meat as I can. The price will keep going down. Eventually they'll ship it to Niigata. The problem really is that because all the meat is going here, the price is not high enough. Because it always has a good supply of meat, thanks to me. So then they don't want to ship any. Ah, this is really dumb. I'm not impressed, actually. Yeah, we're making money. Money's fine. Blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. Money is not an issue for this mission. It's all about shipping meat and clothing. And I'm having a difficult time with that. Just double this track, because... what's $1.2 million when you're blue? Shoot. Yeah, I'm actually quite upset. I'm just doubling track for the heck of it. It's actually really wasteful because you have to pay more maintenance on it, but... what can I possibly do? I wonder if my textile mill. Is my textile mill making me any money yet? No. It's probably not getting enough cotton to do anything. I was hoping... Yeah, it's getting a teeny weeny little trickle of cotton, but not enough. Even with a train trying to get the fruit. There is fruit, but it's just not in the right spot, basically, from this one. Like, it produces 2 a year. Actually, it produces like 3.6, oddly enough, somehow, magically. It's just not going the way it needs to go. And I guess unless this port gets... Well, I mean, there's two things. Either the fruit doesn't come up here, or the cotton isn't ending up where I need it to be. And the trick is... Oh no, that's a good route. So cotton is definitely worth shipping. What about fruit? Is that the problem? Yeah, that's probably the problem. The fruit from Nagoya is not worth to ship to Nagoya up here. Or, sorry, from Nagoya to Toyama. It's not worth shipping the fruit up there because it has no value. So we're not getting very much cotton, I think. Anyway, this has been a long episode. Sorry about that. We need to take a break here. Next episode, I think I'm just going to put it on super fast forward and we're going to win or lose. And I'm just going to get out of Japan because this is starting to get frustrating. See you next time, folks.